What's going on, everybody? Tanner here. Haven't seen you guys since Christmas. Missed you so much. Haven't had a video to make, basically just because I made all the builds that were possible during the current meta that was out. However, with the new meta changes and the new differences that we have going on, I have established lots of new builds and plan on building way more in the future. So if you guys are interested, make sure you check those out, and let's get right into it. So as you can see off the start, we're going to be going with a Sunbreaker Titan. Now this is my current favorite class to use. I typically main Hunter, but as of right now, this is kind of the one I've really gone with just because I really like the rest of their kit. I really like the ability to get those sticky nades. Just things like that really make me want to stick with this class at the current moment. However, I probably will be switching back to my Hunter in the future and trying out things on that realm as well. So first things first, you guys can see I'm running a tier 5 on discipline so I can get that maximum grenades as much as possible. This whole build is going to be based around those grenades, and you'll see why. So we're going to be doing grenades as fast as possible over 25 seconds. I have a tier 3 strength and a tier 2 intellect. I would rather try to flip that and maybe try to get a tier 3 intellect and tier 2 strength, because I'm not a huge fan of the melee from a Sunbreaker. I really just melee from a Titan in general, but I do like the Sunbreakers the most in my opinion. The Defenders one's really good as well, but I like this one the most because it kind of gives that burn effect, and then while they're burning they take extra damage. So just really good overall if we're trying to get a 1v1 clutch. You get around the corner, you can punch the guy, then you can just give him a couple body shots and finish him off. So let's go ahead and jump into the build. So like I said, we're going to be running Sunbreaker Titan, and as you can see I'm emphasizing on armor with a second emphasis on recovery, and last, the agility. Now, I really don't see the point of having a ton of agility in what I do the most, which is Trials of Osiris. Agility is really good, but I do have Last Hope boots, so that when I am the last person alive, I will be able to get a little bit more of that agility back. So I chose to stick with armor and recovery. Works the best for me. You can set that up kind of however you want. So let's get into the grenades. As you know, like I said earlier, we're going to be talking all about the grenades because that's what this build is for. So we're going to start with the fusion grenade, an explosive grenade that causes damage when attached to its target. We are going to be sticking everybody with this build. That is what this build is built for. It's built to stick everyone in the game. So you're really going to want these grenades because it's really going to make this whole thing OP. After that, we got the jump tree, which of course I go with increased control. You guys know from my older videos, I really like to have increased control just because it allows me to jump forward, backwards. It allows me to do different maneuverability things that I can't do if I choose something like, you know, increased height or catapult. You just can't do the same setup. In my super tree, we're going to be running Sun Charge, which is where you press R1 during Hammer of Soul to hurry yourself forward. Enemies in your path explode, chaining firing damage to other enemies. So this is just kind of like a Titan charge, shoulder charge that you can do at will while ulting. You just press the button and he'll just shoulder charge over and over and over. Super OP, super good right now. If I'm playing a 6 mode like Iron Banner or something, I'll probably run Forge Master. But since I'm playing a lot of Trials right now, 3v3, I really like to just stick with Sun Charge. After that is Melting Point. This is where you can burn away your target's defenses. This is the melee I talked about earlier. Really OP. It allows them to target enemies and make them weaker for you and your allies. After that, we're rocking Titan Codex 1, which is training focused on battle recovery and toughness. Then Flame Seeker. Your Hammer of Soul will alter its flight path to seek out your enemies. So really good. As long as you can throw the hammer in the general direction of somebody, it will kind of curve the hammer back and help hit them. Just an easier way to secure more kills. There's other good options. Obviously, Explosive Pyre is really good, but you can get the, I think it's the helmet, or no, the arms. Yes, it's the arms that you can get. That will allow you to get that for free. So if you're interested in getting that for free while still having this ability to have Flame Seeker, you can do that as well. And Fleet Fire is also pretty decent, but since, like I said, I'm not really into the whole agility thing right now in Trials, and the reload speed doesn't matter when I'm only fighting 3 people, I just typically I'm gonna stick with the one I have and not use Fleet Fire. Plus, my gauntlets will make up for that reload speed later, and you'll see that. So after that, we're rocking Titan Codex 4, which is training focused on all attributes, and Simmering Flames. When super energy is full, grenade and melee abilities recharge twice as fast. So this is going to be really OP for us because this is where we're going to get those grenades over and over and over again. And also we're going to have the melee popping over and over again. So it's going to be super OP, really good. You guys should definitely try out the Simmering Flames. This is going to allow us to have that 25-second grenade cooldown. Then when we get our ultimate, we're going to be saving our ultimate for, of course, a perfect moment. While that's occurring, we're going to get the grenade as twice as fast as normal, and we're going to have 2 grenades. So super OP. Really recommend you try that out. All right, so let's jump into the guns. Right off the rip, we're rocking the Clever Dragon. Now, in my opinion, this is about as close to a god roll as I can get, personally, for me, and my way I like to set these things up. So it starts off with the Iron Red Dot, of course. That's my favorite sight on all of these Iron Banner weapons. Brace frame, increased stability, but reduced magazine size, right? So you got to listen to these. It's going to have increased stability, so we're going to get even more stability, but we're going to get a reduced magazine size. Okay, fair enough. But the next one is Appended Magazine, which increases magazine size with a slower reload. But we're going to fix that with the gauntlets that are going to counteract that slower reload. So now we're basically going to get an increased stability and increased magazine size with pretty much no downside to them, because this perk's going to take care of that, and then the perk of my gauntlets is going to take care of this we're a-okay out here. And then we're going to jump into our final perk, which is Counterbalance, which is just going to give this gun the rest of the stability it needs. This thing is a laser beam. Now, if you are a hunter and you match this up with a gunslinger hunter, you're going to get that Chain of Woe and Gunslinger's Trance. This gun becomes a pinpoint accuracy weapon. It is so good, it is so smooth, and honestly you can get these rolls on Blind Perditions, any of those fast firing rate pulse rifles, but in my opinion, the Clever Dragon's the best. I like the way it looks and all the things of that nature, but really I like that iron red dot that you get with these tier of weapons from the Iron Banner. So overall, really good weapon. If you have one, check it out. It is the Iron Banner gun this week, so if you don't have one, make sure you jump in there, hit tier 5, you can purchase one. After that, I'm going to be rocking the sidearm that everybody rocks right now. Super OP, unless you have the Icebreaker, which wow, I currently do not, even though I've ran that Nightfall 3 times a week for 5 weeks now. I've still yet to get my Icebreaker, but maybe someday. So for now, we're going to be rocking the WORMWOOD. Now this is a 400 solar pistol. Super good. This was actually the one that I purchased off of FWC that a lot of people recommended that this was a god roll, if you want to call it that. So I picked it up, super OP, and I will agree, there are times where I've like killed one person with my Clever, then I'll switch to my WORMWOOD and 2 people will storm the room trying to like clean me up for that first dude, and I will just melt both of them. So this pistol is super OP, super good. If you don't have one, if you didn't get the God Roll one, you can still pick up one that's very good. You can still get drops from the packages from FWC. But this one, apparently, according to a lot of people, was a God Roll, quote unquote. So it came with Quick Draw, which is the one that I prefer to use. Some other people like Steady Hand, but for me, I prefer Quick Draw, Snapshot, Hand Loaded, and rangefinder. This makes this weapon just overall very good. You could switch, you know, from your snapshot over to armor piercing, but like I said, with this, the mix of quick draw with snapshot for me just means I can switch to the weapon, pull it out super fast. Really enjoy that. And then of course you got hand loaded for your extra range perks, which is what's excellent on sidearms right now, as well as rangefinder. So anything ranged on the sidearms right now is going to be top tier. Then for the heavy, we got the old school classic GJALLARHORN. It's a 400 solar rocket. Now everybody knows everything about the GJALLARHORN at this point, so you just tell you guys what I'm rocking on mine. I'm rocking soft launch, quick draw, and tracking. For the shell, we're going to be rocking the Exile shell, which is the Trials of Osiris shell. Just a basic shell, nothing really too special about these. It is a discipline strength. I had another one that was fully built, but I switched to this one just because I thought it looked cooler. The other one's like a Bellicose shell, which is like the FWC shell. So I switched to this one. However, I'm going to be rocking discipline on anyway, so none of this really matters. And then all these things, you can just kind of set it up however you want to. And I get additional Glimmer when killing Warlocks in the Crucible, which isn't bad right now, because Warlocks are kind of a top tier subclass right now. It really seems to be all about Titans and Warlocks at the very moment. So obviously that's a really good choice to use. Alright, jumping into the armor, we're going to be rocking the Iron Camelot helm. This is the Year 2 Iron Banner helmet, so if you guys don't have one of these, if you didn't get one, I'm not sure if you can anymore. You might be able to still get them out of, actually I think you can still get Tier 2 Iron Banner stuff out of drops while playing Iron Banner. Can't back that up, not totally sure, but this was the PlayStation exclusive one, I believe, as well, so that might also fall into play. But really cool looking helmet, really awesome. It is a 400 defense, intellect, and discipline based helmet. The perk I look on for all my helmets, honestly, is Angel of Mercy, which is you gain bonus super energy from reviving others. However, what I'm kind of thinking about switching to now is Ashes to Assets, right? Because this is a grenade-based build, meaning that if I gain bonus super energy on grenade kills, and I'm going to be sticking multiple people throughout the matches, I may stick more people than I pick people up. So from now on, at this current build and this current meta of sticky nades galore, I'm going to be switching to Ashes to Assets, bonus super energy on grenade kills. And better already, shields start recovering immediately after orb pickup. So really cool helmet, really enjoy the way it looks, really like the way it looks. Really sweet. After that, we're rocking the Trials of Osiris gauntlets, the Winged Sun gauntlets. These are a discipline and strength based, really cool. I like the way that they look. I like how they're really bulky and cover like the entire shoulder with a little bit of a kind of an angle to them. So in theory, if somebody was shooting me, they might, you know, bounce off of it. Paramuscular armature increases grenade throw distance. This is a must right now with this build. You have to increase that grenade throw distance because it doesn't just increase the distance, but it kind of increases like the velocity, if you will. It increases how fast I throw them. I throw them in a straighter line, and I can just stick a lot more people with this setup. So you got to have those, as well as this is a perk that's going to fix that slow reload on my actual pulse rifle itself. Increase the reload speed of pulse rifles. So this is going to make my gun just a beast. After that is the bread and butter of this build, the exotic piece itself, the Armamentarium. It's a 400 defense, intellect, and discipline based chest piece. Now this is what's going to make the build really good, right? Because we're going to have the ability to recharge our grenades twice as fast while we're having our supercharged. We have a tier 5 grenade, so it's already 25 seconds. So now you're going to get it in what, 12.5 seconds. Plus, you're going to have 2 of them because you're running Armamentarium. So you're just going to overall be a really beefy, badass dude. So you got special ammo. You can carry more ammo for special weapons. That's really good. And solar armor, increased armor when using a solar-based subclass. So that's going to jack up that armor that I have even more. So Really, really good. I enjoy this a lot. For my boots, I'm going to be running the SCARAB VIGIL GREAVES. Now, this is really, really good boots as well because they have the perk that I typically look for. I look for 2 perks. I look for second respawn or something I believe it's called, and I look for last hope. And this one had last hope, so that was good. They are intellect and discipline based boots. They give me extra rocket launcher ammo, which of course is always awesome, and last hope, which is increased agility after becoming the last guardian standing. So this is going to make up for that super low agility that I naturally have. So with this mixed in with the high tier armor that I get from my just overall build, mixed with the armor that I get from my armamentarium, mixed with last hope agility, mixed with my decent recovery, you're kind of just going to be a real beast on the battlefield. Like, you're going to be just a walking madman that's sticking everybody. So you got to have all these things. All those are essential. Into the non-essential piece, really your cloak is not really that essential. I'm running the Iron Saga Mark just because I like the way that it kind of wraps around my legs. I'm thinking about switching to a skinny one that has no cloak at all. I thought that would be pretty cool. And for my artifact, we're running the Memory of Yolder, which is a strength-based one. At least I set mine up to be like a ton of strength. You can switch it back if you choose the other way, but I chose to go with the 100% strength, and it removes the sprint cooldown penalty, which is the most annoying thing in Destiny in my opinion. That sprint cooldown penalty is terrible. So really recommend you rock this if you don't have it. The other one that's really good right now is Galleon. It gives you the extra better radar and things of that nature. That's also really, really top tier. But I prefer this because I hate that sprint cooldown. I hate pressing it and it's just nothing happens. So that's the one I went with. And down below, we're rocking the E47 Prismatica Speeder. This is one of the coolest sparrows in the game. I really, really like this thing as you take off all these like random colors, start pixelating and fluttering up through. I have all the other cool ones too, pretty much. I have the Bitstorm and the Bitfire, and those are also really, really cool, but it's hard to beat Prismatica because it's so awesome. I have the King's Horn, pretty intense, pretty cool. And the Hebridean Thought Crime. What were you thinking? This is the Trials of Osiris ship. Really, really like this thing because it just really kind of looks like, I don't know, like something you'd see on an old like helicopter toy you had as a kid. It's all green with the red, you know, the red window or whatever you want to call that, and the red cockpit. So it's really, really cool. Enjoy that ship. As well as my shader right now is Hollow, as well as the Sigil of the Young Wolf, which is just the current one that I just happen to be rocking right now. And whoa there. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something new and you can try out this build and it will work for you in the future. As always, there will be more builds in the future. Make sure you check all the links below. I got my Twitter, I got my Twitch, all those great things. Subscribe if you haven't already because there's going to be plenty more builds to go. We're going to probably do a Hunter build next and then maybe hit a Warlock build after that. I just had to do a Titan one because I haven't had a Titan in so long. And I was due to put a Titan video out. But next we'll probably go back to a Hunter, and then we'll hit up the old Warlock. So once again, hope you enjoyed. Check out all the other videos if you would like. And as always, have a good day. Have a good night. And a W.